I'm trying to remember. How does the saying go? I think it goes something like Gator boys stay hot. Four-star wide receiver Marquez Daniel out of Tuskegee, Alabama, Booker T. Washington High School commits to the Gators on this fine Saturday morning, coming off a Friday night where they get a commitment from four-star running back Carson Baker. And this is going to be a really, really good week for Florida Gators recruiting. But let's just start off here with Marquez Daniel. He's a 178th ranked player on the 247 composite, 25th ranked wide receiver, 11th ranked player out of Alabama. 247's individual rankings have him at 127, 13, and number 10. I think this is a really, really big get for the Gators. You're beating out in-state school like Auburn, who you look at Cam Coleman, I believe they got Perry Thompson a couple years ago, something like that. It was also a 5-star, and I mean, obviously it's got player from Georgia Tech. I think it's Eric. No, Eric Rivers went to Georgia Tech. Blanking on the name right now. It'll come to me later on, but huge get for the Gators here. I look at Marquez Daniel's film. This is someone I personally really like his film because you're getting that 6'5" frame, nearly 200 pounds, good speed as well. When you look at someone like that, usually they're kind of just like a one trick or two trickish pony. Like they're going to use their speed to beat the defense, or they're just going to use their length to go up and get jump balls, which I think you look at someone like Calvin Russell, who's another big time Gator target, top 50 player. You see that a lot. But with Marquez Daniels, I think something that really stands out to me about his film is that he's using his footwork. He's showing that he's not just a person who's going to use his size to go over and beat opponents. He's going to be able to get himself open, which is something I think is really valued in the fact that it leads to a higher upside, in my opinion. He's going to be able to be someone that can maybe be a corner one on a team in an actual route, running a slant, running a corner, running a post. Well, post, I mean, anyone can do that, but like he's going to be someone that we can see getting open and not just having to win 50-50 balls and out running DBs. But I mean, you're getting that 6'5" height. He can still outrun DBs. I mean, he can still go out and get those jump balls over elite corners, maybe. I mean, he's going to be a senior in high school this year, so we don't know what will happen there. But he's someone that I think could end up being a really good wide receiver for the Gators. And they just got last weekend 4-star wide receiver Justin Williams out of Gainesville, Bucolts. They're putting together a really, really solid wide receiver class. And not to mention, you have someone like Samurian Wingo, 6'3", who last week and in the middle of the week got a bunch of different predictions to land for the Gators. I mean, man, you look at Daniels, Wingo, Williams. They're also really pushing for Sidarian Morgan, the 5-star. I think that's a bit more unlikely, but they're really pushing for it. And another player on campus, Davian Gross, who's a top 50 player in the country, or top 40 player, I believe. I think he's 38th in the rankings. Really good player out of Texas that they think is maybe one of the best natural athletes in this class. And they're looking to take him at receiver, but he's someone they think could even play running back. Just be that weapon in the backfield that's the best athlete on the field at really any point in the game. I mean, you look at who the Gators are going to lose at wide receiver this year. They're losing J. Michael Sturdivant. You're going to be probably losing Khalil Jackson. Let me see. I have a list here of players that we probably end up losing after this season. You're probably losing Trey Wilson. Like, he's a junior, but it's probably at a point where if he doesn't work out this year, he's probably going to go in the portal and just get a big buck from like an Oregon or someone who's just going to give him a lot of money for a one-year deal for a good, player that still has a lot of potential. Or he's going to the NFL draft, which I see a lot of people having him as like a second-round pick. And then you also probably lose like TJ Abrams or like a Tank or Ada Mizell, one or maybe even two of those guys that are probably just going to get lost in the depth among the Dallas Wilsons, Nashawn Montgomerys, Vernell Browns. I mean, they're probably going to get one of them or two of them are going to get lost among each other. So you look at the talent we took last year with those 3 near elite wide receivers. It's easy to get lost and it's easy to get lost and say, oh, we don't need more. But you look at the depth. I mean, Mizell, we'll see what happens there. I don't know. I mean, I think he's a good player and have a really good year for us this year. But if you're telling me he's getting beat out by Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown, or even Nashon Montgomery, I wouldn't be shocked. And he's probably going to want to produce somewhere. So for his last year or two. So that wouldn't surprise me at all. And after Aiden Mizell, who are your other boundary wide receivers? You know, you bring in Muiz Tanakora, who's a 3-star out of Texas, good speed and size. There's a reason he's ranked that low, so he's probably very, very raw as a player. Pretty good athlete. So, I mean, I trust Billy Gonzalez at this point when it comes to developing and recruiting wide receivers. So maybe I should give Muiz and these other guys as well the benefit of the doubt, but it's hard to see it right now. But this is a huge recruiting weekend for the Gators. As I mentioned earlier on, 4-star running back Carson Baker ended up committing last night in the swamp in front of all the other players. I wonder how much of a factor that was into getting Marquez Daniels to announce this morning and go public with his commitment. I mean, this was a really big battle with Auburn out of Tuskegee. We probably don't land him if it wasn't for Chad Lucas, one of our staffers, who also went to Booker T. Washington High School in Tuskegee and was friends with Marquez Daniels, I think his mother. I believe that's the case. So you're having good staffers, great relationships. I mean, that's the key here with all these recruitments we're looking at. They're always talking about the relationships they have with the staff and how this feels like a home to them, not just another great football school. Or some would even call us a basketball school. So maybe, I don't know. I think now, if we're looking at the future, who our next commitment could be, and I think that could be this weekend. I mean, I'm thinking you can get another 1 or 2 commitments in Saturday and Sunday alone. And that's not to mention Monday, Javari Lucas and another has a commitment. And Tyler Chuckium, another 3-star offensive tackle who's visiting this weekend, also commits Monday. So you're probably going to get Lucas. I don't know about Chuckium. And then I think Jaraylen McCoy is on campus again. That's my guess for the next commitment. He's on campus again. I know he has that commitment date set for June 1st, but Baker had also an idea of wanting to commit mid-June as well. So the staff is figuring out ways to close on a bunch of these guys that had early or late June, early July commitment dates. So my guess is going to be Jaraylen McCoy. If it had to be somebody else, honestly, it's pretty tough. So I think we're in a lot of battles for a lot of players. We're going after some really good players. These aren't guys that are easily just going to be persuaded to commit to you on the spot. I mean, they're going to have good counsel around them, and they're going to have people that tell them, like, hey, make sure you don't rush things. If I had to guess at who the next commitment could be, maybe 4-star linebacker Malik Morris. He has another visit set to Missouri, I believe, but he took his visits to A&M and Miami. A&M is seen as a pretty legit threat for Florida, so maybe it's harder to get him to take that commitment now. But, you know, from Lakeland, Florida, a place that Florida's had a ton of success at. So if I had to guess, if it wasn't McCoy, Malik Morris would be that guess. But that being said, thanks everyone watching the video. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We will see you on the next one. And as always, go Gators.